I'm Bryan Severs. I farm with my two boys here in East Central Illinois, Vermilion County to be specific. I am chairman of ISA, Illinois Soybean Association. Tell you a little bit about our farm. We farm corn and soy, and our soybeans are non-GMO, and we have contracts for them, and we're just getting into harvest here, and everything's looking decent. Not as good as we hoped for, but everything's going off very well. So I've been growing, this farm's been growing non-GMO soybeans since 2012. We started out as getting contracts slowly, and now we're 100% non-GMOs, have been since 2014, and which makes it easier for clean out and things like that. But we every year have to have a contract. We have a contract with our buyer, and it is done for the previous year. So right now we already have our 2026 contracts in place, and we haul all of our non-GMO soybeans to Bloomington, Illinois, to a Cargill facility, which is about 70 miles from here one way. It has made this farm be very good at weed control. Non-GMO is a little bit tougher, but non-GMOs, it's something that the public sector wants. And it's something that does help us because we do get premiums for it too. But there's a lot of work in that too. We have more chem that we have to use, different chemicals. We have clean out, so we have to clean out trucks before we ever leave. Before we ever load them, we have to clean out the combine, we have to clean out the planter. So there's a lot of work that's involved in it, but in the end, that work is rewarded by doing a good job. Now, a lot of people say that non-GMO beans don't yield as much, but I can prove to you that it can. That's basically a direct market going to Bloomington. So when it comes to basis, we get a little better basis because that's a processor. So we're delivering straight to the processor, not to an elevator that will then take it to a processor. So we're taking it to the processor. It is the closest one for us. There is a couple, you could take it to an elevator that ends up taking it to the same place. For us, that'd be a lot closer, but this way we capture the market. And then we have contracts that start in November and go all the way to July. So, you know, we got 20,000 to haul each month. And the bad thing about delivering to a processor is they call and tell you that I want you to deliver beans this week. So, you know, you gotta work a little bit harder at that part of it and be ready to do it when they want it. But it helps on price. And basically what we do with our contracts is we sell them ahead of time too. So we know that we're delivering X amount of bushels in December, January, July, or whatever, so we can forward contract them. Now, we have to haul all of our crops twice. So we combine them, put them in grain bins, and then have to haul them out later. So in turn, makes a little bit more work, but the work's worth it in the end. Like I said, we store everything that we have. So our bean facilities that we have built, I can hold 180,000 bushel. So that gives us a little leeway there. It gives you a better option of selling. You know, we're not just delivering it to the elevator and saying, okay, you guys figure it out. You know, we've already figured it out. I thought that was an important thing for our family operation, is to deliver to a processor, but also have a plan, you know, as to what we're going to do with that crop. You know, we're taking it to the end user where, like my dad, he always delivered it to the elevator, and then the elevator had to figure it out. And then they can take advantage of you on basis or whatever they want to do. So in most years, you try to get out there when it's 14, 15% and start. This year has been the exception to that rule, being hot and dry. They're getting a little bit drier on us. So that's part of our contracts. We can't have X amount of splits, so we don't want to do that. You can't have FM in there. You can't have all these things. So having contracts, it specifically draws out what we have to do. So when we harvest, we go out there and harvest, do the best we can, and try to keep quality, because quality is the important part, because that's what's good about Illinois soybeans is we are very high in quality. We try to no-till most of our soybeans. So basically there's just one pass with the planter. And then we use chemical to control the weeds that are already there, and try to, do the best we can for the soil too. That's always the goal, is to do a good job with the soil. Planting dates varied this year. We did plant the end of March, and I'm always of the opinion that if Mother Nature says the ground's right to do it, we go. Most of them are planted in mid-April to the beginning of May. That's the best time. The earlier you plant them, the more chance they got to get sunlight. The more chance they get to get sunlight, the more chance they put on pods, and then they branch out and put 4 bean pods on instead of 2. And so planting early is important, and that helps with weed control also. So what I love about harvest is that's payday. I don't have to get, I don't get a paycheck every 2 weeks. I get a paycheck at the end of the year, and when we harvest. So that's always an exciting time. And it's always a fun time because you spent all year watching it grow from a seed all the way through to the maturity of the soybeans, and boom, there you get to go harvest it. It's just, I wouldn't say short of a miracle, but pretty close, because as a farmer, you trust in Mother Nature and everything else to help get you to your end of your product. So that's the best part. When it comes to quality, that's what we strive here to do, is to raise a quality soybean. No splits, no FM, good color, high protein. All those things are important to our buyers, and the buyers will more likely to purchase from us if we do a good job of producing the soybeans.